Hey, Julia here from Rebel Realty, and the Bank of Canada just announced that they are holding interest rates steady at 2.75% this June. So another rate hold, we figured as much. The political uncertainty that I wrote about a few months ago is still just that, it's uncertain. So what do we do when we're uncertain? We freeze, which is exactly what the Bank of Canada is doing to rates this month. So interest rates matter because they play a pivotal role in the housing market. When rates rise, borrowing money becomes more expensive. As a result, higher mortgage payments can deter potential buyers and slow the market down. On the flip side, when interest rates fall, borrowing costs decline too, often spurring demand. So here we're at a hold, just sitting pretty for now in this lovely spring market. And it's been fun, I have to tell you. So what this interest rate hold means for you is absolutely nothing. Nothing happens. Variable mortgage, fixed mortgage, it doesn't matter. Your payments will stay the same. That is the point of the hold. So that's nice and simple for you this month. So let's just jump into what's happening with the Ontario housing market. So as usual, June brings kind of like the height of the spring housing market. So I'm still seeing multiple offers on homes, particularly detached homes. These are properties that are being priced fairly in the Ontario housing markets that I work in Ottawa, Hamilton, Burlington, and GTA West. So rental prices are continuing their decline, also making income properties less appealing to property investors, but there are still investors out there buying. I have a few myself. So we're in a buyer's market. First-time home buyers, this is your time to get into the Ontario housing market, maybe. We're still experiencing a turbulent economic and political landscape. So let's recap what's going on there. Firstly, first-time home buyers. If you're a prospective home buyer and you've never bought before, the federal election and housing policy may have swayed your decision in the type of home that you plan to purchase. So the Liberal government has eliminated the GST for first-time home buyers on new homes valued up to $1 million. Now, to clarify, the full GST rebate is available for new homes up to $1 million, and then the amount of rebate phases out in a linear fashion up to the $1.5 million mark. Of course, terms and conditions apply as always, so be sure to check out the details on the Government of Canada website, or you can find that linked in my blog post here. So as an aside, it seems like most first-time buyers aren't feeling too badly for sellers these days. I can't really blame them though, especially when they see that some homeowners are selling their properties to realize a significant return on investment only within the last 4 or 5 years. But here's the deal. If you're a first-time home buyer, the first years of your mortgage tend to be tough. That's why you've likely heard the term house poor. Just do the best you can with what you have and discuss your unique situation with a regulated financial professional that you trust. All right. Secondly, continued trade tensions. So trade relations between Canada and the US impacts affordability. So far, the US has imposed tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel. Tariffs on other goods have yet to be implemented as inflation rises in the US and the implications of more widespread tariffs becomes clear, which is higher costs for the end users, right? We're feeling it. There is some chatter about heading into an economic recession. A recession essentially means a period of time of economic decline where people spend less money, there's less business activity going on, and more job losses. So in a recent Bloomberg article, one economist stated that Canada is likely in the early stages of a recession, but then another economist was saying that it's simply an economic slowdown. So apples and apples, I guess. So as I say all the time, predict as we may, we need to wait to see how this all shakes out. However, how this affects your home buying or selling ambitions depends on your unique situation, which is where a great realtor and a great financial advisor come in. So the third thing and the last thing I want to mention is mortgage renewals. So this isn't news, but the vast majority of mortgages are up for renewal this year. Is yours? Renewal can make a convenient time to move houses because it allows homeowners a natural break to shop around for a better rate while potentially dodging a penalty. But the truth is that moving or not, anyone can try to find a better rate. The kicker here is to ask yourself, can you sustain a new mortgage approval? The unemployment rate is rising, the cost of living has been high for several years now, and maybe you're not looking as rich on paper as you did 5 years ago. This could be important if you're planning to switch lenders. So plan ahead and ideally start shopping around for rates several months before your renewal date. As always, contact a financial professional that you trust. And if you're interested in moving and you have a house to sell, then get in touch with a realtor who's local to you. Again, I work in Ottawa, Hamilton, Burlington, and GTA West. Real estate is my bread and butter. I love it. And so yeah, that's why I'm in all of those markets. So stay tuned. The next interest rate announcement will be on July the 30th. And so that's just, just under 2 months away. So I'll see you then.